Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the one and only Naboxid. The past, few days I've been getting a bunch of questions from Discolius on Twitter. So, I figured since I haven't put up anything on my YouTube channel lately, Q&A time! So, let's start. What are your thoughts on Chrono Cross? Good game. Fantastic soundtrack. I understand the hate that people give it, but I do think it is not necessarily... Like I said, I understand the hate, but I don't think it should be on the level that it is. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. It doesn't live up to being a sequel of Chrono Trigger. You can poke a bunch of holes in it. But please, just take at least one playthrough to play the game itself and judge it on the game itself, as opposed to it just being, it's only good if it's a sequel to Chrono Trigger. But yeah, I feel like it deserves more love than it gets. So yeah, there we go. Those are my thoughts on Chrono Cross. Great game, or a good game, great soundtrack. Let's see. If you got to pick 5 people for the 2014 Hall of Fame, who would you pick? Randy Savage is long overdue to go into the Hall of Fame. Apparently there's something that Vince has a problem with him. Don't know what it is, but he should go in. Jake the Snake Roberts. Owen Hart, if Martha finally decides to let Owen in. Now, I understand why she doesn't want anything to do with WWE. But ultimately, it is up to her whether Owen gets in or not. So, see, aside from that, James Johnston, who's done a lot of the themes for the wrestlers, especially in the late 80s, early 90s. So he was the guy who was composing the majority of the themes. And not sure, I doubt he would go in for 2014, but I know at some point, for his whole body of work, Paul Heyman should at some point go in. So yeah, there you go. 5 guys for the Hall of Fame. If you could redo one video, which would it be and why? The first Final Fantasy remix video I did, because I've come a long way in editing and in my ideas. So, let's face it. What would I have done if the first video I was going and getting props and going to various locations and putting the effort in that you see me put in ever since Chrono Remix Video 2. There you go. What would you consider to be your weirdest habit? This would go back to when I was a kid. I would be chewing bubblegum, and then I'd take a pop, and then I would go to drink some of the pop and put the pop inside the bubble I was blowing. And then I would pop that bubble in my mouth, and then finish drinking that pop. My weirdest habit, that was probably my weirdest habit. But it's one that I grew out of. When you're a kid, you do weird things for the sake of doing weird things. So, there you go. What's it like being 30? A lot like being 29. What did you do for your 30th birthday? Let's see. there wasn't anything special to do the day of my 30th birthday, but the day before I went to the Vancouver Giants home opener, which they lost. And the following week, I went to the Cloverdale Fairgrounds, where at the Alice McKay building they had pro wrestling that night. All-Star Wrestling. And that's what I did for my birthday. Let's see. Have you been to any wrestling shows? Yeah, well, obviously, I just said I was at one back at September 27th at Cloverdale Fairgrounds. I was also at one in Maple Ridge a few weeks earlier. That's where I got to meet a fellow disco brother and got this picture taken. It was also at that Maple Ridge show that I got this. See! And then also, this past Saturday, again, at the Cloverdale Fairgrounds, I got to see Chris Masters, the masterpiece. Yeah, I actually like this mask. Yeah, I know. What do you think? What do you think of this mask? I think it suits me. I like it. But yeah, I've been to a few of the wrestling shows lately. We have All-Star Wrestling. That's one of the local promotions. So yeah. Alright, next question is, what do you eat for breakfast? Food. What else? So, thank you, Discolias, for actually having questions. Just to make sure I didn't miss any. No, nothing left. So, thank you, and goodbye.